Thank you very much, Mr. Poku. This committee is on the upcoming cleanup exercise on Thursday, 6 March at Alaba and its environment. But before we continue, there's a committee that Honorable Regional Minister tasked us to plan for the event. So we need to introduce ourselves to him for it to know the kind of people that he's meeting. So I will start from my right. Honorable
Assembly member for the Field Area, Alaba, Abubakar.
Isaac Bamfo, Zoom Lion.
George Menu, Zoom Lion.
David Okon, Regional Environmental Health Director.
I'm Efia Nedwa Waje, Communications Officer.
I'm Prosper Kotoka, Waste Management.
Environmental health care.
Cyril of the Environmental Health.
Okay, so other volunteer groups to please let's see, yeah.
United Petty Traders Association.
Come out from Pong, United Petty Traders Association.
Eric Buku, United Petty Traders Association. Secretary.
Akwasam, EPT, Treasurer.
I'm Derek Bosnios, Team Care University President. We also volunteer as a party.
Team Game Vice President.
Yes, yeah, man, or Team Care University General Secretary.
I'm Gazi, man. Team Game
Keep Kumasi clean.
Keep Kumasi clean.
Let's see you.
Right.
Any other volunteering group?
Yeah, the group, let's the group.
Yeah, we are Keep Kumasi Clean. These are my friends and our relatives. We live together. We are all at Konon, and we've taken upon ourselves to help keep Kumasi clean. Yeah. I'm Frederick.
Great, thanks for coming. Any other volunteering group? Okay.
And I'm also Francis Juradakun, coordinating director KMA, and our own Honorable Regional Minister, Dr. Frank Amakwini. So at this juncture, I will invite the Honorable Regional Minister to give us the opening remarks. Thank you.
Okay, so thank you and welcome to everyone for being part of this historic gathering to reclaim our independence from filth. It's an Independence Day on 6th March. His Excellency the President has ordered that at all levels of its governance, we should be modest and moderate in the budget and the expenditure for Independence Day. With that arrangement, all the districts and the municipalities, including KMA, is expected to tone down on their budgets for the Independence Day. And on same accord, the region is very expected to hold a parade for March past among others. So at the regional level, there will be no parade for the RCC. At the national level, we will hold a parade at the Flagstaff House, just to avoid the extra cost we spend on Independence Day. And see how we can redirect some of these funds into making sure we solve key societal problems in the region and also in the country. With that in mind, and having assumed office as regional minister, I've noticed that sanitation is a key issue for us in the region. We decided that we will spend that seat match trying to keep Ghana clean and spend time making sure we do so in a manner that will send a clear signal to everyone that we expect to have a cleaner environment and a very serene society to live and also conduct our business in. There were a lot of reports from Alaba, a lot of videos that indicated that if we don't act now and also use that as an example to cause the other municipals and assemblies to also act, and the rain starts, we may have a lot of issues on our hands with flooding among other communicable diseases that may there will be an outbreak in the same direction. So we needed to set that good example and make sure that we set the tone so far as sanitation is concerned in the region. There's been a lot of calls concerning the fact that we should reintroduce the National Sanitation Day. But we believe that every day should be a sanitation day. Don't you believe so? Yes. You keep a space for your trade. It is your responsibility to make sure that the place is kept clean. And it is your responsibility to make sure that your neighbor keeps his or her space clean. If you're able to do that as citizens, there will be no need to declare a day as a National Sanitation Day. So instead of declaring that day as a National Sanitation Day, it will be more like a sanitation supervision or sanitation monitoring day, where we come around to check whether you have kept your space clean or not. Not that we will allow you to pile all the waste and then at the end of the month, we are now coming in to declare that. I've also received on my table a lot of calls by our colleagues from the School of Hygiene to see if we can reintroduce the sanitation officers to go around. You litter the place, you pay for it, or you are charged or you are taken to court to make sure that you can even generate revenue from that area to make sure the places are well kept. So maybe when we are done with Alaba, we use that place as a pilot study and see if we can get our graduates who are out of school and have not been employed for several years to serve as enforcers and either summon or make sure that the place is still maintained as it should be after we are done with this whole exercise. So they are all issues on our table that we want to discuss subsequently and see how best we can implement it. Another issue to our concern is that Kumasi, and for that matter, the heart of Ashanti region is known as the Garden City. But we lost that garden, and it's being replaced by other things. So we want to equally reintroduce that concept of getting to green the society and make sure we have the Garden City restored. So with that in mind, after this sanitation exercise, we want to inaugurate a committee on the region sanitation and city greening so that they can be committed to making sure that at all times they will work with whichever supervisors we want to deploy into the various key areas to enforce sanitation and also to make sure that our projects as far as this city greening and sanitation issues are concerned. So these are all concerns that have come to our table. So for 6 months, we are all going out there, mobilizing enough to make sure that we rescue the sanitation situation at Alaba. It should not end there. We will target other areas that from time to time or periodically we may come in to make sure we clean those places up. Our major concern as a government is sustainability. And as I mentioned, we work closely with the environmental health department to see how your unemployed graduates, you can get them, whether on casual basis or however we want to propose for us to recruit them. Then we can also see how we can generate revenue from the non-compliant citizens and be able to still keep them there to ensure enforcement. So, ladies and gentlemen, we invited you to take briefing on how far the preparations have gone, and also to encourage all volunteering groups who have come aboard to support us, that keep supporting us. We will see how best as a government we can open opportunities for the volunteering groups, so that you can also be motivated to help keep the city clean at all times. Also, we engaging with the corporate community and other institutions so that exercises of this nature will not be on the burden of the national purse, but we will be able to get institutions to, as part of their corporate social responsibilities, support us to be able to undertake some of these activities on a regular basis. So we are doing all we can to make sure that this sanitation exercise will come at no cost to the government coffers. So we've written to some institutions who have proven to support us, not only financially, but also with dustbins, their trucks, among others. And key among them is Zoom Line. Thanks to them for that intervention. Other groups are coming on board. Once we are done and we finalize the intervention they want to put up to support us, we will duly acknowledge them on that day when the exercise is on and we need to interact with people. So once again, welcome to this meeting. I'll sit briefly and I'll take briefings on the preparation so far, so we can all be on the same page that we are ready and set for Thursday. On this note, I'll thank you all for attending to the call and being part of this meeting. May God bless you all.
Thank you very much, Honorable Regional Minister. Colleagues, you have all heard the Honorable Regional Minister. And as he indicated, Thursday, 6 March is the day for the clean-up exercise. And this committee was tasked to plan for the day. So at this juncture, I will leave the rest for the Regional Environmental Officer and the Zoom Lion team leader and the waste management engineer and the environmental officer to take the briefing. Thank you all.
So the briefing should also capture the time we are starting, the areas we are catching, how we're going to manage the waste, so that we don't heap them by the roadside, how we're going to convey them all the way and where we assemble them and everything so that we can
Waste management.
The officer has asked me to take a briefing now. Thank you, sir. We met a number of times and even visited the working area. Originally, we decided that it was going to be from Apejafie intersection right to the crossroads at Aboabo station. But upon second thoughts, we also realized we cannot do a cleanup and leave out Menchia. The working area we are defining is close to Menchia. And so we decided to stretch it up from Apejafie to the palace. And so we, for operational purposes, we had to divide the working area into 3 zones. From the Menchia Palace to Apejafie intersection. From the Apejafie intersection to a spot called, Honorable help me, Pakaro. Okay. A spot called Pakaro. That will be our second zone, and then from Pakaro to Aboabo station, that will be the third zone. So we worked out some plan to distribute the tools and the personnel into 3 different zones. Now we have done a costing of all the materials we will need for the cleanup. The proposal is ready. Director has a copy. I don't know if he's shown it to you. Right. But just this morning, we realized there were some inputs we didn't make. We agreed that the work would generally be focusing on desilting. The drains there are very silted, and there's the need to move equipment to do the desilting. The backhoe that we want to use is available, but the bucket size is wider than the drain width, and so we need to get a smaller bucket. We have made the necessary contacts. We've identified one. We're going to check to see if that will be the appropriate bucket to use. That has not been taken care of in terms of cost. We need to hire it. And then publicity is also key. We are yet to get So there again, we need to finalize that, and then if there is any cost we need to add to the budget, it will be added. However, we know that, like Minister said, Zoom Lion, we in touch with them. They're supposed to tell us what they are providing so that we can take it out of the budget. So they are here. Maybe after this they can tell us what exactly. The police have also assured us of participation. We have shown them where to block the roads. We agreed that we're going to start actual work at 6 a.m. So by 5 a.m. they should be on the ground to block the entries into the working area. I think these are, we agreed we are going to start at 6. By 11 the work will go down. By 12 we can close. However, we know that after every cleanup there is always some backlog, so mop-up would have to be done the next day to make sure that anything left, people outside the working zone can do their own cleanups and leave the garbage on the streets. And so the next day we need to do a mop-up around the working area to collect whatever is left behind. I think that those were the issues. Starting time 6 a.m., closing time 12 noon. Yeah. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for that. Any other addition, or I can ask my questions?
Okay, I was just reminded. We have also arranged for tricycle operators. We have asked for 50 of them, so they will all come to the working area. We deployed 20, I think 15, yeah. So they will be on the ground to provide support.
Additions, subtractions.
Go to say something.
We'll come to you again.
Yeah, thank you, Honorable Minister. On behalf of Zoom Lion Ghana, as stakeholders and key partners in the maintenance of environmental sanitation, we are also poised to collaborate with the government, and for that matter, in the Ashanti region, your good self and the RCC, to ensure that any decision or any action that is geared towards the maintenance of sanitation, you can always count on us. In line with that, we have some logistics and other equipment that we'll be using to support the operation on the 6th of March. We have wheelbarrows, we have shovels, we have rakes, we have foot fork, we have Wellington boots, we have hand gloves, road cones that will be used to deter vehicles. We have nose mask. We will be given brooms. We will be given some reflectors for people to wear. We have baskets that people can use to carry the waste. And we are going to use our skip track to also support. We are aware KMA is bringing their trucks, but we also use a truck to support. So, Honorable, these are some of the items. And our workers, our operatives, we are expecting not less than 100 people to also come in their numbers to support the activity. Thank you.
Any others? Yeah, Honorable.
Well, I'm most grateful as some member for the community. All that the officers are saying is quite true, but you've made mention that how are we going to sustain the solution to that effect is the most important. We have a choke drainage at Alaba. You've seen this cleanup exercise that we are going to do. We can do it today. The next hours when it rains, Alaba will still flat. So yesterday, as at TV last week and yesterday, I was with Awuchi, your aide. So I told him that, to be frank, what we are going to do is not the permanent solution to Alaba. Either we expand the drainage, I think that will be the most important thing, to expand it. But tomorrow's work is going to be a temporary work for Alaba. But to expand it will be the most appropriate thing for us. And part of the problem is, whenever we award contract to private sectors at Alaba, usually when they bring their sands and gravels, then they will put it on the street. Then when it rains, then it will. Yes. So we have to look up to these two things. When we solve it, then we are there to look. And again, you know, our mothers and sisters are working on the streets as we are talking. So this dustbins, big ones, we have to also put some on the along the roadside. So whenever they are done, then they will sweep it before even the waste management comes around to pick the rubbish. So this is my proposal, to expand the drainage so that we can dissolve enough sand from the gutters. Then we are there to go. Thank you, Director.
Okay, thank you for that input. Any others?
Honorable Minister, my name is Derek. First, I'm here in the team. Honorable, our concern is about the tools that we are going to use to work. So we want to know, as students from KN West, we want to know whether we'll be able to assess the tools being given by Zoomlion and other stakeholders, so that when I'm moving my students from campus to come and support this massive and extraordinary agenda, that's, let's say, one of a kind, being an Independence Day, then they will be rest assured that they will get tools and equipment to work with. And also, Honorable, you know, the current situation of the economy now, and you know, my students do, they're also in school, and sometimes they have some financial challenges. So now I believe that transporting them from campus to come and support this agenda is the right call. So also we want to appeal to the high authorities that in case of any financing, we should assess my students in terms of busing so that they can bring as many as they can, because they all want to be part of this monumental project that we want to embark on this season of March. And also, I think I've not seen any security officer here or at least a police officer here. So I don't know whether there are other engagement ongoing that we don't know. So we believe that they will be added to it, because you know our market women and our market traders outside, sometimes they will be difficult convincing whenever you want to even use their front gutter, or let's say you want to use their pavement for cleanup exercise. So I believe that they also be engaged, and the security force also be engaged in the entire activity. Thank you.
So, Honorable Madaruma, the mechanic tree. So be a better tree. Madam was. We did an announce. Honorable, answer now, said Medium Grabason. Now, your name, you are not be applicant of 24-hour sanitation. Now, I shall see to an amount to share baby, a ball is free. Not a half, I think. Now, Honorable can or Alaba, a Korean win so on.
yɛhyɛda kɔ hɔ kɔ video nneɛma bi a ɛkɔ so nyɛ asɛm ketewa gata ne mo sisi koraa ana baabi adagye nso sisi yɛkɔ hɔ kɔ yɛ videos sɛ bɛyɛ bɛhunu ne sɛ kuro yi mu sɛdeɛ mu ayɛ no nyame ne ha adwene nti yɛkora yɛ adwene sɛ nka yɛawade nke bɛsi abɔntene ayɛ clean exercise 24-hour sanitation God so good yɛte sɛ ɔno abɔ so pɛ sɛ obi sɛ baabi no ɛde boa na kyɛ sɛ ɛyɛ asɛmpa ma yɛn ne a yɛtu saa nɔmɔ no ɛdi kae na yɛso yɛwɔ pavement so ɛtɔn nneɛma ayɛ hɔ adwadifoɔ a ɛwɔ hɔnom ɛyɛ kuo ɛwɔ n'adoro no bebree ebire bi atwam si ɛyɛ size wei a wɔn a wɔwɔ stores wɔ hɔ no deɛ ɛbɛka sɛ ɛbɛpɔn 12 a ɔbɛdwom koraa na waba abɛbie ɔbɛtena fie ama 12 na ɛde abɔ ɛbɔ wie a waba abɛtɔn n'adeɛ ti yɛn nyɛ adwadifoɔ a wɔwɔ hɔ ahotontɔn nneɛma no yɛn mpanyinfoɔ ebi nyɛ adwadikuo ahodoɔ bebree yɛn ɛna ɛka yɛn ho bom ɛna ɛkura kuo nti na nyame adom no abɛdi sɛ adwumadi wei a ɔsɛ nyinaa ka yɛn ho bom yɛyɛ ade ma no sɔ ni anyɛ sɛ kuro mu deɛ bɛkɔ sɛ yɛhwɛ yɛase yɛhwɛ ɛma no abɔ sɛbe ɔne nkɔgu ase nti nyinaa aba sɛ yɛbɛka yɛn ho abom ɛyɛ tu ho akyɛ adwuma berɛ bi atwama ne yɛyɛ no bɛtɔ akɔ so na yɛayɛ nti yɛbaeɛ a meme kasa ma dwadikuo baako dwadikuo ahodoɔ no bi wɔ ha ɛsa kasa ma 24-hour sanitation meda mo ase
Mike, come on. Okay, I was for the madam. I'm saying clearly, no, you're not a picture of how Thursday, no, it will look like. You're the before one got some new meeting because the name, me as medical doctor, the time I won't buy hospital, I'll be cleaning up exercise. Oh, you know how to tell me, say, but you have the one, I need to. There's a before Thursday and immediately after Thursday, no. And no be share. They are required by first one over to Macam one book. Then they are very unfair to say the Dubiano. This was the DLC at the bar, Alaba home, Yababi. One of the idea by one more. A way you use to swap, you more anyone minding now. See, the man is so tired. Now, Mother come home, now, Mother was busy. Then the one actually be our man who trick is say, stores, no, a bit more to no matter. As a man, the big down. Store we are drawing now participation. Stores a war of honor. No more a young to buy say, over say home. Now, I was saying, you know, you must say, yeah, on the chair, yeah, no matter about no matter say, I never give a one and the video. The Binani business will be here, and I won't do my over the first. Yes, Namo, I love my phone now. Come the expertise say, the Libya will be back and I will be know who they are. And I have my dialogue water. They should be all out to make sure they better to the left now. Then you're welcome to talk about drilling. You're back, you're the little baby. You are required of us to be now you're telling me a said you're more calm, it's in a boy. Drainage no emu sisi a ɛna ɛma flood no nso kɔ so ebi ɔmo a de building material do kura mu na apia gu mu yɛn na wɔbɛka sɛ wɔsɛ mo for tax force ɛwɔ hɔ na mo yin sisi sɛ the right thing is done na wɔn ma wɔ saa tumi na wɔn tumi ayɛ sɛ ɛdima no the assemblyman na wɔn ne ɛdɛbifoɔ na kamotire plan mo ɛbi see how best a wɔn fɔ assemblyman no wɔn pɛ so yɛ no so bɛyɛ kama ɛbi ama ebi o ɔmo nso a. So that's been now your man. No more come and you no more share your good. Got an the Fed Department these signals. CCTV run and on the house. You know who did you know? But we are one by say, young video here. You bet you will be. And the first of all, who will be as some of the Mamakashi. Who will pay video now from a day or from a day. See about the prepare one year, who will feel. Now the abadi about the good category. You will be absolutely never running idea. I am very sure say, as we will be able to say, environmental and sanitation issues are care. But that I also give air partners in the sure say the right things are done. In the other mercy, volunteer groups are urban now. Said the KNUS students, Ebusai. The better kind of first one in between the mobile. Now, Masako as you do. Several my students are moving some Buama, Rumane, Feno, Embrace, Everton. Tomorrow, I'm no more register. Several who teams to do a banner, you look my woman. And my wife said there are other groups to almost organize. Between now and natural plan or Chnam, or CNS have details in and groups to do our air and we will be able to go in the meet my idea of volunteering groups in a meet my woman idea at the end of the world. But we are very managed in the more the hands, the better the experience, the better you'll be able to clean up the place that you are going in this regard. The other one said, and they are working day. The end of time degree. They asked them to say, media 100 bloggers. One call on mobile videos. Now the better like it, the documenting.
Yeah, sure.
The one actually up here. Said they are. I've run out better said, and they are my award and be a post a while about the media war. But the first one, I'm going to be one try, Mamma radio, one good TV. One try, Namuni. When you morning shows in the dinner, woman and far and my quality director, need your one and only share on the Sassing now, I will say. And we are my award is to make to see what I said they are. As part of the independence in the good wishes, we will be able to put more emphasis on the sanitation driver because we are here across the region. Let us say once again, Madam Namasi said, mobile. Young said that it would be